Before coins ever jingled in a Norwegian purse, trade was a very different affair. It was a world built on direct exchange, a system we call barter. Imagine, for a moment, a farmer with a surplus of wool wanting to acquire a fine new axe. He would need to find a blacksmith who not only had an axe to spare, but was also in need of wool. This system worked for local communities where needs and wants were known, but it was, honestly, pretty cumbersome and often inefficient for larger, more complex transactions. The value of goods was subjective and had to be negotiated every single time, a process that required patience, goodwill, and a fair bit of haggling. It was a tangible, hands-on economy, deeply rooted in the products of the land and the skill of the craftsman. As Norwegian society grew and its horizons expanded, especially during the Viking Age, a more sophisticated method of exchange became necessary. The answer came in the form of precious metal, specifically silver. This wasn't coinage as we know it, but rather silver, valued purely for its weight and purity. It took many forms: beautiful arm rings, intricate brooches, plain bars and ingots. Traders would carry small portable scales to weigh out the exact amount of silver required for a purchase. This system, known as a bullion economy, represented a huge leap forward from simple barter, creating a universal standard of value that could be understood from the fjords of Norway to the bustling markets of Constantinople. This use of silver by weight led to a fascinating practice known as hacksilver, or hacksilver. Vikings weren't sentimental about their treasures when it came to business. A magnificent piece of jewelry or a finely crafted silver cup would be unceremoniously chopped into smaller pieces to meet the exact weight needed for a transaction. Hoards of this fragmented silver discovered by archaeologists tell a vivid story of this practical approach to wealth. Foreign coins acquired through raiding and trading across Europe and the Middle East were treated no differently. An Anglo-Saxon penny or an Islamic dirham was not valued for its face or the king who minted it, but simply as another chunk of silver to be tested, weighed, and, if necessary, cut apart. This world of weighed silver and chopped-up treasure was the economic landscape into which the first Norwegian coin would eventually be born. The Vikings were masters of the sea and formidable traders, intimately familiar with the silver currencies of other great powers. They saw how coins streamlined trade for the English, the Franks, and the Caliphates. They understood the power and authority a ruler projected by putting his own name and image on a piece of metal. It was only a matter of time before a powerful Norwegian king would seek to harness that same power to transform the chaotic world of hacksilver into an ordered national currency and announce Norway's arrival as a unified kingdom. The first tentative steps toward a Norwegian coinage are shrouded in the mists of the late 10th century, a time of fierce ambition and foundational change. The man credited with this revolutionary idea is the legendary King Olaf I Tryggvason, a figure more of saga than of verifiable history. Ruling from around 995 to 1000 CE, Olaf was a convert to Christianity and a king with a grand vision for a unified Christian Norway. He had spent time in England, where he would have seen the highly organized and sophisticated Anglo-Saxon monetary system firsthand. He witnessed how a king's authority was stamped onto every coin, creating a powerful symbol of royal control and economic stability that circulated throughout the realm. Inspired by what he had seen abroad, Olaf Tryggvason is believed to have made the first attempt to mint coins in Norway. These were silver pennies, modelled directly on the English coins of King Ethelred II, a testament to the strong cultural and economic ties across the North Sea. The design was simple, yet profound. On one side, it featured a portrait of the king, and on the other, a cross symbolizing his Christian faith. The inscription, Onlaf Rex Nor, which translates to Olaf, King of the Norwegians, was a bold declaration. It was more than just money. It was a political statement. a piece of propaganda you could hold in your hand, announcing the existence of a single ruler over a united Norwegian people. However, these pioneering coins were not the success Olaf had likely hoped for. Their production was extremely limited, and they seem to have been minted at only one location, possibly in Nidaros, which is modern-day Trondheim. They never truly replaced the old system of weighed silver. The economy was vast, and the old ways were deeply ingrained. The circulation of these first pennies was likely confined to the king's immediate circle, and perhaps used for specific royal payments rather than everyday trade among the general populace. Olaf's reign was short and turbulent, ending in a dramatic sea battle, and his monetary experiment appears to have ended with him. A brief flicker of an idea that was ahead of its time. Despite their limited impact, the importance of Olaf Tryggvason's pennies cannot be overstated. They represent a pivotal moment, the birth of a concept. For the first time, a ruler in Norway had claimed the exclusive right to issue currency, linking economic power directly to the authority of the crown. While the project itself faltered and vanished for a generation, the precedent had been set. The idea of a national Norwegian coinage had been planted. It would lie dormant for a few decades, waiting for another powerful and visionary king to pick up the mantle and turn Olaf's ambitious dream into a lasting reality for the entire kingdom. The dream of a national coinage, first sparked by Olaf Tryggvason, was finally realized in a much more substantial and lasting way by one of the most formidable figures of the Viking age, King Harald Hardrada, or Harald the Hard Ruler. After a long and storied career as a mercenary commander in the elite Varangian Guard of the Byzantine Empire, Harald returned to Norway in 1047 with immense wealth and a deep understanding of statecraft and economics. He had seen how powerful empires were run, and he knew that a standardized currency was not a luxury but a vital tool for consolidating power, funding armies, and managing a kingdom effectively. He was, honestly, the right man at the right time. Under Harald's firm direction, the minting of Norwegian silver pennies, known as penning, began on a scale never seen before. He established mints at various locations, ensuring a wider distribution of the new currency. Unlike Olaf's earlier attempt, this was a systematic, state-organized effort. The coins of Harald Hardrada were based on contemporary Danish and English designs, but were distinctly Norwegian. They typically featured a three-pronged symbol, the trikjetra, on one side, a symbol with both pagan and Christian interpretations, cleverly appealing to a society in transition. The other side often bore a cross, reinforcing the kingdom's Christian identity. These coins were a declaration of Norway's economic independence and political stability. By producing his own currency, Harald Hardrada reduced the kingdom's reliance on foreign coins and the chaotic system of hacksilver. Now, merchants and citizens had a reliable medium of exchange with a value guaranteed by the king himself. This fostered greater trust in trade and made collecting taxes and paying soldiers far more efficient. The inscriptions on the coins bearing Harald's name served as a constant, tangible reminder of the king's authority, reaching every corner of the realm where the coins circulated. It was a masterful exercise in nation-building, one silver penny at a time. The introduction of a standardized coinage had a profound and lasting impact on Norwegian society. It marked the beginning of the end for the old bullion economy that had defined the Viking age. While weighed silver would continue to be used for some time, especially for large international transactions, the silver penny became the backbone of the domestic economy. It simplified daily life, from buying food at the market to paying church tithes. Harald Hardrada's monetary reform was a cornerstone of his legacy, transforming Norway from a land of disparate chieftains trading with chopped-up silver into a centralized medieval kingdom with a modern, state-controlled economy. Following the strong foundation laid by Harald Hardrada, the minting of coins in Norway continued and expanded throughout the medieval period. Subsequent rulers built upon his system, though, the journey was far from smooth. For centuries, the silver penny remained the primary denomination, but its appearance and quality fluctuated significantly. Different kings issued coins with their own portraits, symbols, and inscriptions, creating a rich and varied numismatic history. However, this period also saw the beginning of a long, slow decline in the silver content of the coins. As kings faced financial pressures from wars and other royal expenses, the temptation to debase the currency by mixing the silver with less valuable metals proved too strong to resist. This debasement had serious consequences for the Norwegian economy. As the pennies contained less and less silver, their real value dropped, leading to inflation and a loss of public trust. What was once a reliable silver coin became a flimsy piece of billon, a mixture containing mostly copper. By the 14th century, Norwegian coinage was in a state of crisis. The situation was made worse by the Black Death, which devastated the population and crippled the economy, and by increasing political consolidation with Denmark and Sweden. The once proud Norwegian mints fell into disuse, and for a period, Norway ceased to produce its own coins altogether, relying instead on foreign currency. The establishment of the Kalmar Union in 1397, which united the crowns of Denmark, Norway, and Sweden, marked a major turning point. While Norway remained a distinct kingdom, its political and economic power waned as Denmark became the dominant partner. This was reflected in the coinage. When minting resumed in Norway under the authority of the Union kings, the coins were often produced to Danish standards or were even minted in Denmark itself. The Archbishop of Nidaros retained the right to mint his own coins for a time, a small symbol of Norwegian autonomy, but the overarching trend was one of integration into a Danish-dominated monetary system. The era of a truly independent Norwegian currency was over for the time being. This period of Danish influence lasted for centuries and fundamentally reshaped Norway's monetary landscape. While silver coins like the spesiedler were introduced, based on the large German thaler, the system was controlled from Copenhagen. Norwegian mints, such as the one established at Akershus Fortress and later the Royal Mint at Kongsberg, near the great Norwegian silver mines, operated under the authority of the Danish king. The coins might bear Norwegian symbols like the Norwegian lion, but they were part of a shared currency system. The long journey from the first independent penny of Olaf Tryggvason had led to a new reality, where Norway's silver was minted into coins that represented a shared, rather than a solely Norwegian crown. Norway's long union with Denmark ended in 1814, a year of great constitutional change that saw the nation enter a new union, this time with Sweden. This pivotal moment sparked a renewed sense of national identity, which was soon reflected in the country's currency. Norway established its own national bank and began issuing its own spesiedler coins, minted at the Royal Norwegian Mint in Kongsberg. These large, impressive silver coins were a powerful symbol of Norway's status as a self-governing kingdom. Their designs prominently featured the Norwegian coat of arms and the portrait of the Swedish-Norwegian monarch, but they were distinctly Norwegian in their denomination and administration, marking a significant step back towards monetary independence. The next major reform came in 1875 when Norway, along with Denmark and Sweden, joined the Scandinavian Monetary Union. This historic agreement established a gold standard and created a common currency system based on the krone. The old spesiedler was replaced by new silver coins, such as the 1 krone and 2 krone pieces, which were standardized across all 3 countries. This meant a Norwegian 1 krone coin was legally valid in Sweden and Denmark, and vice versa. While this move brought Norway into a modern international monetary system, the coins themselves retained a strong national character featuring the Norwegian lion and the king's monogram. a blend of Scandinavian cooperation and Norwegian pride. The 20th century, however, marked the beginning of the end for silver as a metal for everyday currency. The immense economic pressures of the First World War caused the collapse of the Scandinavian monetary union and the gold standard. More significantly, the global price of silver began to rise, eventually exceeding the face value of the coins themselves. It simply became too expensive to mint coins from silver. In Norway, as in the rest of the world, silver was gradually phased out of circulating coinage and replaced with cheaper, more durable alloys like copper nickel. The last Norwegian silver coins intended for general circulation were minted in the 1960s, bringing a 1,000-year history to a close. Today, silver coins no longer pass from hand to hand in Norwegian shops, but their story is far from over. Silver has found a new role in the world of numismatics. The Royal Norwegian Mint continues to strike beautiful silver coins, but these are now commemorative issues for collectors and investors. They celebrate national anniversaries, honor important historical figures, and showcase Norwegian art and nature. These modern issues serve as a tangible link to a rich monetary past, reminding us of the long and fascinating journey from the first tentative pennies of the Viking kings to the globalized economy of today. The silver coin's journey is a mirror to Norway's own,